What's it gonna be, huh? That's from A Clockwork Orange. Did you know why Clockwork Orange is called A Clockwork Orange? Because they don't actually, in the film Clockwork Orange, they don't actually mention anything about clockwork oranges. See, if you read the... I know I've already done that bit. I'm not doing... That, we did that, and now this is a different bit, so I'm doing I don't know what I'm doing. Hence, what's it gonna be, huh? I don't know. Oh, should we draw a Clockwork Orange? Oh, what if there was an actual Clockwork Orange? Probably looks something like this. This is an art attack. Have you ever seen a film depicting horrific acts of violence and rape? This is an art attack. Clockwork things, they have weird, like, square feet, don't they? With like, shit, I don't know how to draw a clockwork toy at all. Probably like this, little wind up. I guess we'll make it a classic with like the sort of butterfly key things that they have on the... Look, it's a Clockwork Orange. It's literally it's a clockwork. It's the orange from A Clockwork Orange. Do you remember in the film Clockwork Orange where there's that bit with the orange? See, it's that bit in The Simpsons. It's the Kane from Citizen Kane. And Lisa's like, wait a minute. I can't draw. It's clockwork feet are weird. Clockwork toy feet, because they're like, from a top-down view, they're usually square, and they've got like a little bits that like step over each other. I don't know how to draw a clockwork. How to draw a clockwork. That's probably fine, isn't it? Clockwork Orange. Look at that. It's a Clockwork Orange. Wait. Where's that one? That would be some good merch. They should have done that. Like, released the film and... Like, do you remember when the Pokemon film came out? Back in the year 19... or 2000, whenever, I don't know when the Pokemon film came out. They released those, like, promotional Mew cards. The ancient Mew, like it was a stone tablet with Mew carved onto it. And it was like a promotional thing. Oh no, it wasn't. It was Dragonite. Or was it? Maybe it was both. I think there was like a Dragonite delivery thing, service, courier card. And maybe a Mew one, depending on when you saw it. They should have done that in Clockwork Orange. They should have done that in 1971 when they released Clockwork Orange. They should have released it with you get a promotional little Clockwork Orange toy, and you wind it up and then it goes and like walk across the tabletop. Little Clockwork Orange, just like in the film. You know, that bit in the film. Come and get one in the yarbles, if you have any yarbles. And then they race their little Clockwork Oranges across the table in the empty theatre, because they're about to gang sexual assault that girl, and she runs out naked. Hopefully she gets to safety and she's okay. That's the she's okay. Hopefully that's that. Yeah, but they're still in. They're in the abandoned theatre, and then they race their little Clockwork Oranges across the table to see who can claim the territory of the theatre. And then Alex and his droogs win. Their Clockwork Orange gets to the edge of the table first, and so they win. And then is it Billy Blowblab Blarblebash or whatever the fuck they call him. Him and his gang have to fuck off because they didn't win the little Clockwork Orange race across the. Do you remember that bit in the film? Clockwork Orange, where they had the race with the little Clockwork Oranges that looked like this, and then they released promotional. They released and they were made because it was the 70s. They were actually made of little tin, wind-up Clockwork Oranges that would walk across, so you could do it yourself. And they put out those adverts on television that were like, there was like a tune, and it was like it was promoted to children, and there were little kids wearing Alex's gear, like his white clothes and his bowler hat with the eyelashes. There were little kids on the TV in the advert wearing that with the eyelashes and like the eyeball cufflinks and stuff, and they were like going, "Hey, oh wow, kids, come and play Clockwork Orange, hooray, hooray! Race your Clockwork Orange against the other people's Clockwork Oranges. Oh, make sure yours gets to the edge of the table first, so you can claim the territory for your gang. Don't forget to pull the knife out of your cane to cut the hand of your droogs who have backstabbed you, have gone against you, have had a lot of large talk behind your sleeping back and no error. Buy a Clockwork Orange and race your friends' Clockwork Oranges and punish Stanley Kubrick." And that was it. All tied into the. Do you remember that in the 70s? It was a pretty big. I remember because I was alive at the time. I was up doing my little drawings of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, characters from Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, 2 games I shouldn't have played at that age, and oranges. And I was drawing. There were these little monster wrestler toys as well. They looked like this. This is how I used to draw them. There were these they were like little rubber. Do you remember Monsters in My Pocket? Little rubber monster toys you could just collect. They were like those, but they were wrestlers, and they were all weird. There was like a sergeant one. There was a jester one, and they all had like weird characters and funny faces and shit. Yeah, they have like a cut across his eye and stitches and stuff. And they had like leotards. These are real things. Obviously, this is all fucking nonsense. I'm talking about the Clockwork Orange, but these wrestler things, they were real, and they all had. This is how I used to draw them because I used to collect them, find them wherever I could. At some point, I think you could get them free in certain boxes of cereal and stuff. And they were like little rubber, like wrestling characters, and there was a whole. So I used to draw those all the time, and I was also drawing the Clockwork Oranges. As I want to note down. Oranges. Orange. Jizz. Oh, here's one I had noted down. Happy. Right, here's what you can do. Whenever you're singing Happy Birthday, what you can do, because the word crappy is almost a perfect rhyme for happy. It basically is a perfect rhyme for happy. So if you're singing Happy Birthday to someone, what you can do is you can sing "Crappy birthday to you, crappy birthday to you, crap," etc. And what you've done is you've gone from wishing them well, hoping, and praying, pleading that they have a happy day on this, the commemoration of the day of their birth. But what you've done is you've flipped the entire thing, and you're now saying the opposite, wishing them a crappy birthday. I hope you have the worst time of your life. I hope you find out a beloved family member, maybe a pet, has died suddenly in a tragic accident. And I hope it's the worst birthday ever. And I hope it rains. And you are hoping it would be bright and sunny because your birthday is in the summer months. And it fucking rains. You can't go to the field and play football now. It's raining. It's pissing it down. You can still play in the rain, but you don't want to. It's your birthday. You want crappy birthday. Fun with words. This is an art attack. Have you eaten your art attacks? Eat them with milk. Get a free wrestling toy inside every 15th box. That's similar to how when I was working in the shoe store, there was always had to be someone at the front of the shop welcoming people in and saying goodbye to people as they left. Annoyingly. That's annoying if you're going to a shop, when you walk in and the first thing you see is some grinning idiot. That's being made to. I call them a grinning idiot because the politics of the shop makes them that way. I'm not commenting on the person, the individual. I'm saying they are forced into a position of being a grinning idiot for the shop and the corporation that owns them. So you're forced to walk past a grinning idiot saying, "Hi, hello, you okay? Can I help you with it? Do you need help with anything? Can I bother you? Am I bothering you? I hope I'm not bothering you. Are you going to buy things? Please buy things. Buy more things. Go on, buy more things. Go on, buy more." So we had to do that in the shoe store. But what I'd do is when people were leaving, and I'm at the front of the store, I've said hello, hi, hello, as people are coming into it. And then as they're leaving, normally say bye, thanks. What I'd do is I'd say die. I'd say that. People are walking out and they're just milling about, they're going about their business, they're looking at shoes, maybe they're buying something, maybe they're not, and then they leave the store. They're not paying attention. They hear someone go bye, they think, oh, someone said bye to me, maybe I'll turn around and say, hi, yeah, bye. But what has actually happened is somebody surreptitiously behind them has wished them death. I didn't say bye. I wasn't saying goodbye to you. I wasn't wishing you a pleasant day. I wasn't saying, I hope that your afternoon's grand. Get some nice lunch at the food court upstairs and have a brilliant rest of your day. I was saying die. I was saying fall down the stairs on your way down to Waterstones. Oh, you're going to pop into Hotel Chocolat? Well, don't slip on the stairs and break your neck. No, do actually. Go on, die, you cunts. You fucking consuming cunts. Fuck off and die. Have you heard of the Curious Orange? Do you know the Curious Orange? The Curious Orange. The Curious Orange. The Curious Orange. He was from a show called Tumunja. This was a British. This sounds like I'm making it up. I'm not. I swear. Do Clockwork Orange toys exist? Clockwork Orange toy. It's just going to come up with fucking Funko Pops, isn't it? Yeah, literally. Funko Pops. Oh, fucking brilliant. No, I want this. Surely this the best possible Clockwork Orange toy you could have is a legitimate. But no, it's all action figures of Alexander Delage Shaw. Funko Pops, silly little statues with big heads. Yeah, boring. Like, if you're into it, cool, I guess. Scale models of Alexander Delage. Oh, look, that one's holding a glass of milk. That one's got the knife cane. That one's wearing the mask he wore when he raped that woman. Oh, let's commemorate that with a funny little toy. He's got a big head and little feet. Oh, he's like a little cartoon character of a person that committed horrific acts on his fellow humans. Why don't they make just literally a little Clockwork Orange? I'd buy a little Clockwork Orange. The Curious Orange, he had a hand of bananas for a hand, and he had a little face like this. And it was the Curious Orange, and because the show was Tumwunja, it was Tumwunja, and they'd say, "Welcome to Tumwunja." It sounds like I'm making it up, but I'm not. It was a thing. It was an actual. See, because it stands for This Morning with Richard, not Judy, because there was a British like staple morning show called This Morning with the hosts Richard and Judy, and it was This Morning with Richard and Judy. But this one was like a parody. It was made by comedians. It was a parody show, very irreverent, blasphemous even, literally. And it was, one of the hosts was named Richard and one wasn't, and they weren't named Judy either. It was two guys, so they called it This Morning with Richard because one of them is Richard, not Judy. And for short, it's Tumwunja. The name of their show was Tumwunja. And they had a segment called The Curious Orange where they have this guy. It's obviously a guy in like he's in a plinth, so it looks like it's a big orange sat on a plinth with fruit around him. And he's got like a mask, well, not a mask, but like a headpiece, and his face is painted orange. And every week he's curious about something, but then it escalates and he gets too popular and he's trying to be funny. And it's the Curious Orange, and then he gets replaced with an alien that looks very similar to the chest bursting alien from the film Alien, and then it's the Curious Alien for a little while because the Curious Orange is now, he's gone off, he escaped because he became a cannibal obviously, and then he became a Dalek. It sounds like I'm making all of this up. I'm not. Look it up. This is an actual thing. Some of it's actually really funny as well. It poses very philosophical questions, ethical, moral dilemmas. Something about wasps. And it was the Curious Orange. I think he had a sticker on his head, and he had bananas. He had a hand. He had one hand that was moving, and that was bananas. Like his fingers were bananas. And it was a Curious Orange. Oh, and then it turns out that one of the hosts was actually his dad, because he watched his mum die. His mum was an orange tree, and they brought her in, and then she died live on the show. And his face was all painted orange as well. And then, yeah, he went sort of psychopathic, and he started talking like a Dalek. I think that's where I sort of picked up the Dalek voice. Exterminate! Exterminate! You will not deny my power! Because he did that, and then he actually turned, and because the plinth he was on like a plinth like this, and then the hosts would be here leaning on the plinth talking to him, and he's the Curious Orange, and then there's the other one here. I think that's Stuart Lee, that one. The comedian. Well, I mean, this is Richard someone, Herring, also the comedian. British comedians. And then the plinth opened up, and he was a Dalek. Do you remember that? That scene from Clockwork Orange where the orange turns out to be a Dalek. And he's doing the voice. There was me, that is Alex, and my 3 droogs, Georgie, Dim and Pete. Hey! Have you seen my Jamie Hewlett video? Oh, I should cover this much up. Because, so I have a Jamie Hewlett video on my this channel. Where I'm looking through, Jesus, why am I so fucking out of breath? I literally stood up, got a thing, sat down. It's because I'm fat and old and out of shape. It's video, just me looking at Jamie Hewlett's art going, oh, no, whatever. My most viewed video, as it goes, of all my videos, all the years, all the time and effort I've put in, my most viewed video is my video about Jamie Hewlett, which makes sense. I've got its noodle in the thumbnail, Jamie Hewlett, gorillas, people, they like that shit. I get it. But if you haven't seen it, you should go watch it now, because this morning I got a message saying that video has now been flagged as inappropriate for younger audiences and is now age restricted. So it's not been blocked or banned or taken down or anything. It just means it will only be shown to people over the age of 18, I guess. Which I have had other videos have had that happen. As soon as that happens, the number of views just drops significantly. And obviously, I don't care necessarily. It's not that I care deeply about the views and such. And it's already my most viewed video. All I'm doing is complaining about the fucking fact that at least 4 or more years since I uploaded it and it has become the most viewed video on my channel, some AI system has decided, oh, Jamie Hewlett drew a tit somewhere in the book, and so now it's inappropriate. I appealed it. I got another message saying, nah, it's still inappropriate. It's staying age restricted. It's not monetized. None of my shit's monetized, so I'm not making any money, so I don't care about the views in that respect. I care about the dumb fucking systems. Just out of nowhere, out of the blue, suddenly it was fine before for literally years, and now suddenly it's not. So I don't know. Go watch that video just to put it up in the algorithm. I don't know. And I'm not even looking at that. I just wanted to bitch and moan, because what I am gonna do. I have currently on my list, on my commissions list, on the list of commissions that I have, that people have paid for, that I need to complete, 2 separate Hellboy commissions, which is quite cool. One person said, oh, do you want to do a Hellboy picture for me? And I said, fuck yeah, I'll do a fucking Hellboy picture for you. And then someone else said, do you want to do a Hellboy picture for me? And I was like, fuck yeah, I'll do a fucking Hellboy picture for you. And this is almost directly after I'd been planning in my head to do probably the next one of my sketchbook sessions videos, drawings of Hellboy. So apparently Hellboy is just in the air at the moment. So I feel it only appropriate to soak up some red devil penis and just look at a whole bunch of Hellboy art and go, oh, look, that's good. Oh, look, that's good too. This one's annoying because, like everything I own, it's falling to pieces before my very eyes. See, look at that. Oh no, the precious book. Oh, it's made of paper. It doesn't matter. It's just a thing. It's just an object. It doesn't matter. You can do this. Oh, I missed the actual. It doesn't matter because it's just a book. So I'm just going to look at some Hellboy, and you can join me in looking at some Hellboy and going, oh, don't you love how he... I still got spit on my... That was pretty disgusting, really, wasn't it? Just spit all over my... It was fucking unnecessary. It was just soaked in there like a filth. Do you like how he draws frogs? Oh, cute. Cute little frog. Oh, I've got that comic. That's a good one. It's like a Hellboy comic, but it's Batman and not Hellboy. The first Hellboy drawing. Apparently he called it Hellboy just because he thought it was fun. He just needed something to put on this little plaque thing on his belt. And he was like, he's a devil, so Hellboy, that would be quite funny. And then he ended up inadvertently creating one of the best known, best loved original creator-owned characters ever. Spawning a couple of really good films. And a couple of other films too. I think there's animated series. Games! There's a game that's looked really cool, but I never played it because I play Fallout and Skyrim, and that's about it. I love just... Was it last week when I was saying about how... What was I looking... I was looking at Ashley Wood's Metal Gear Solid comic. And I mentioned how I used to think Hellboy was shit. Because what is this? It's just the black shapes and a couple of colours. It's rubbish. But now I look at it and I cream in my underdrawers because I love it so much. I love everything. Just the tension in that wrist. I've got really shit skinny wrists and almost no veins visible at all. I mean, my veins are visible, but only in the way that my skin is so pale. It's basically see-through, so you can see my veins. But they're not like bulging or anything cool like that. I'm not that manly, all right. I grow a fucking sick-ass beard, and I've got a massive testicle, just one massive testicle. I don't have like one big one and one small one. It's just instead of, I think they fused like twins, like a conjoined twin. And so I just have one big testicle, which is quite a manly thing, isn't it? To have one enormous, inordinately large testicle. That's one of my most manly. So it looks like I've got a huge bulge, like when I'm wearing my grey sweatpants, my grey sweatpants, and I walk by and people are like, "Whoa, that guy's packing." And they think I've got a massive donger. But actually, it's just a big testicle. The penis is insignificant. It's just a little... It's almost like a skin tag. Just a flappy little worthless... Like little skin hose that pee comes out of now and then. Sometimes on purpose, sometimes not. Hellboy! Hellboy's cool! Ah, the tension in that wrist. And his gross fucking teeth and his fur. I love the torn clothing and it's really good. I love how he draws tentacles. It's good though, isn't he? Oh, Mr. Mignola. And this is something to learn. Like, there's that the phrase "when in doubt, black it out." Because if you don't know the details in a comic page, in comic artwork or whatever, just black it out and then it looks stylized and looks cool. Mike Mignola, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Mignola. Michael M. Nola. That sounded funny in my head, but it wasn't. Safe to say he's doing it sort of on purpose. He knows what he's doing. But like, you don't even have to draw a full skeleton. You can just draw this much and then... What's that? A third? The next 2/3 just black shape, and it works. It works perfectly for what it is. Especially when it blends in with like this, and it's almost opposite. It's like he's 2/3 coloured and 1/3 black, and he's 1/3 coloured, 2/3 black. And I mean coloured as in coloured in, not coloured as in racial. I'm not being racist or racial. This is a fantastic little sequence. of them, these bog monsters or whatever, dragging this body under the water. Like, setting the scene, you see downstairs water, under a tunnel, under a bridge or something. I guess they're trolls under a bridge, maybe. And Abe Sapien outlined blackness. But then you don't even need all the details because they've established they are in water. And then no details, just colour. And they're almost like Homer Simpson going into the bush. They're fading into the panel. And then just a few bubbles as they go under. It's so phenomenally done. Like, I could only dream of putting together a series of panels like that. If I could talk about myself for a moment, there's one of my favourite series of panels I've done is in Gun Viking issue 3. Is right here. Even here, it's not perfect. I should have done this. This panel should just be flipped horizontally, so the arrow is going this way, because they pull it back and then it springs forward like a catapult. But if you read the panels, it's going backwards this way and then springs this way, where it should go back this way and then this way. But they're there with this big rock and all these wooden poles or whatever in the dirt, in the snow. And all the snow's been worn away and melted away because of all the manoeuvring they've been doing, which is a nice detail put in by me. Aren't I brilliant? They pull the big stone back and then it catapults up and it bursts through all these poles as it catapults up. And then that's the thing going up. And it's got a angry face carved into it. And then this is the rock coming down quickly, and they're looking up at it, and it's going towards them, into her mouth, like a penis going into their mouths, and then it crashes down, boom! And you're like, oh, fuck, they've just been smushed by this massive boulder thing. But then you realise, oh no, it just landed next to them. And the shadow on that snow is painted fucking expertly. And the shadow under the steeds and the chariot is really good. I like the background. That's one of my favourite pages of comic I've ever made, ever. This panel needs to be flipped, and then it'll be perfect. But it like flows well, and this goes up into this coming down, boom, into the ground, and then the reveal that it didn't actually hit them, it just landed next to them. That is a really good series, and I'm happy to say that. That's a really well done series of panels. It's not perfect. It's not expertly done, except for that bit of the shadow on the snow. But something like this is like, maybe someday I'll come up with some shit as good as that. If I ever actually get the energy to make comics, because these days I don't seem to have that in me. That's a fucking amazing watercolour. These are great sketches. I love seeing pages like this. Like, everyone loves seeing like major artists' sketches and stuff. But I feel like Mike Mignola isn't like, he puts stuff out on social media, but it's usually just like a drawing he's done, a painting he's made, whatever. It's very rare that he's like showing himself, his studio, his work in progress stuff. So when you do get to see his sketches and things that lead up to final pieces, it's quite a treat. That's fucking incredible as well. Where he's got the iron bar with the possibly intentional, possibly unintentional crucifix on it. I mean, in terms of within the world, I think it's just like a fence post or something. It's probably is meant to be a crucifix, but like, I think it's pulled out of a fence where there's lots of... Anyway, the fact that it's a crucifix and he's just been beating this werewolf with it, and it's left all these, I don't know, burns or just bloodied marks where it's hit him. And that's really... And they're all red, and that's red, and it fits with the It's really rather good. This is good also. You wait for a certain time, midnight or whatever, and then the corpse appears and points to where you need to go. And then he's disappeared, assumedly a minute later. I heard somewhere, I think it was on Cartoonist Kayfabe, back when that was a thing, back before the tragedy of that struck. No sarcasm in that, by the way. That was genuinely pretty tragic. I think they said something about, like, apparently this was made so it could be read in any order and it would still work. I disagree, because it's laid out like any sort of regular comic panel, and it reads like this. It reads left to right, top to bottom. Because if you know how to read comics, if you read comics, you know how to read comics. And if this is a thing, then you read top to bottom and then on to the next one. So it's pretty straightforward, and it fits in terms of the. And then if you were to read it in any other sort of way, it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't not make sense, but it makes more sense to read it. The little fairies, the little imps. They're just shapes. They're just lines and shapes, which, I mean, that's literally every drawing ever. But they're brilliant, and I love them. And I wish them well. I love the ropes and the bolts and wraps and studs. All the stuff. There's such good details. Like, his work works brilliantly when it's just bold, when it's just large, bold shapes, lots of shadow, a few areas of colour denoting these large shapes colliding or whatever. But when he does do detail, it's really, really good. The pouches and stuff, so few lines, really, but it all has volume, almost always created by the use of shadow, which is something to keep in mind. You can draw like line art of a thing to try to make it look, bold and bulgy. But it's the shadows, the placement, the very specific placement of shadows that are really going to enhance that. Oh, look, it's like its own little separate book we can hold and flip through. That's cool. It's like it was on purpose. I love this. The smoke rising up. The colour as well, where it goes from like the dull brass of the candlestick into the candles themselves being, and that fades into the candles being yellow, which fades into the flames being white, which flames fades up to the smoke being like a blue-grey. And then the fire is hot because it's white. Hellboy is hot because he's red, and because he's Hellboy, he's pretty fucking hot. And then everything else is like cold colours in and around the Hellboy. Oh, this is falling apart. It's falling apart within the parts that are falling apart. It's falling apart. Inception. Oh, there's a kangaroo! That's fucking cool. Love a kangaroo. Love a devil. We love the devil. Love Satan. Crossroads at midnight. That's what someone said. And that's a thing, isn't it? Meet the devil at the crossroads at midnight. Sell your soul to the devil. Fiddle something. Because I'm going to sell my soul to the devil. Or attempt to, anyway. It'll be one of those things where I'll sell my soul to the devil, and he'll say, what is it you wish? What do you desire most? And I'll say, I want to be the funniest person on earth. And then he'll say, your wish is granted. And then I'll go home, and then everything will carry on as normal. And I'll be like, hey, nothing happened, nothing's changed. And then the devil will look at me and wink and be like, Ewan, you've always been the funniest person on earth. See, even that was funny. That was hilarious. I don't actually think I'm the funniest person on earth, by the way. I was saying that to be funny. That's what I was. I love this. Unspeakable, unfathomable horrors, eldritch horrors, designed for the monster. Batman, Hellboy, crossover. I was about to say, he should have done one of those the Batman Dread crossovers. That would have been cool. I think he did actually do a cover in the compiled book. I think there is a cover done by Mignola. It might have even been on the dust jacket. I think Mignola Dread Batman crossover cover. I love that. The imp on the sword. It's just good. It's just good fucking art, isn't it? In a book that's falling to pieces right before our very eyes. I think that's Mjolnir, Thor's hammer, that Hellboy can hold, apparently, with his hell hand. The right fist of doom, the right hand of doom. The handy hand, the hand job of doom. Oh, imagine getting a hand job from Hellboy. He'll just crush your cock in his stone fingers. Also, even the biggest cock is going to look small in Hellboy's hand, isn't it? That's what you want. You know, you want someone with small hands to... Not in a little person. Someone that might be considered a dwarf. That's of age and consenting, that happens to have smaller hands, just so it looks bigger. That's all we want. Girls want bigger boobs, smaller boobs, bigger bum, smaller bum, thighs, tummy, whatever. Guys just want a big dick, or at least some way to make it look bigger. You could have the biggest penis on the planet and you'd still want it to be bigger. Trust me, I know. I know a guy who knows a guy who has the biggest penis on the planet. It's not me. I'm the funniest person in the world, but I don't have the biggest penis in the world. Not yet, anyway. You wait until I sell my soul to the devil. And I say, I wish I had the biggest penis in the world. Well, the devil says, what do you wish, child? What is your desire? And I say, Mr. Devil, Mr. the Devil, Lucifer the devil, fallen son of the morning star, fallen angel of God and whatever. I just want to have the biggest penis on the planet, not just of humans, but of anything ever. And then I'll go home, go to bed. I'll wake up the next morning and I'll be like, "What the fuck? What's up? Nothing's changed. Everything's exactly the same." And then the devil will look at me and he'll wink and he'll say, "Ewan, you've always had." The rest of the line that makes it funny. You get it. This is the first 20 years anniversary edition. What year did this come out? How many years are we up to now? 25, 28, 32, 2014. Jesus, is that right? First 20 years, copyright 2014. So now it has been 31 years. Jesus. If this was published in 2014, marking the first 20 years, then it has now been 31 years. Jesus. That's a lot of... That's almost as old as I am. I'm only just older than Hellboy. Oh, look at all the wooden shadows and negative space. Ooh, isn't Mike Mignola the best at compositions? And oh, look, an octopus. Doesn't he draw tentacles brilliantly? Fucking broken record, idiot. Shut up, Ewan. He looks like the same books again and again and again. I mean, it's been a while since I've looked through these. It's not, you know, it's you know, it's you know, it's what, you know, it's just, you know, just seeing if there's anything in particular that stands out that I can point at and go, oh. I love their swords. They look like just one piece of rock carved into a sword shape. I love their little imp swords. Little goblin guys with little swords. I fucking love them. I love them so much. And their bodies, little rib cages and stuff. Great. That's an amazing composition. I love those like upwards compositions, sort of almost like a flower. Like it grows and then unfurls toward the top there. And not just straight up, but like up and off to the side a little bit. The colours are great, the glowing eyes, so simple. Because it's not, there's no glowing effect. There's no rim lighting, there's no fade, there's no burst, there's no like glow around them. It's just a much lighter colour in the eyes and mouth. Solid colour, no fading, no blending. But contrasted with the dull dark colours around them, it's glowing eyes and mouths. It's so perfect, so simple. He does it a lot, with great effect, might I add. And I've been having a lot of emotions lately. I mean, I always have emotions, but I feel like lately I've been having more emotions. I've been thinking about myself, as I always do. That's all I ever do. I just think about myself all the time. I've been introspective, thinking about what I am, who I am, what I do versus what I want. And those two things aren't necessarily different or the same. And that's part of the thing, is sort of figuring out what the fuck anything, what the fuck anything is, and if I am any part of myself, and what. But something I was thinking about recently, today even, I have a lot of time to think in my line of work. I've been crying a lot. Not crying, but like the last bunch of times I've been painting, I've had tears in my eyes. See, the issue with painting is it's time when, even if I'm listening to something, if I've got music on, I'm listening to a podcast, or I've got a video or a film or something on, still I find it hard not to just wallow in my own thoughts. I can't shut my stupid fucking brain up. It just fucking goes bang, bang. What you hear on the podcast, all this shit, that times 10 in my head, basically all the time. Oh, Clockwork Orange! Oh, it's like the cane from Citizen Kane. The orange from Clockwork. Have you heard of the Curious Orange? Oh, it's brilliant. Exterminate! Exterminate! I'm gonna fill my vagina with shit. I'll have the world's shittiest vagina. Constant. Fucking constant. But there's something about painting is it's a much more sort of solemn kind of act, and I don't know what I'm doing with this I'm drawing Spider-Man, but I don't know what I'm doing with any of his body parts. I don't like the pose. I thought it would be cool, but it's not. It's shit. I think I'm trying to be too anatomically correct, and that's having a negative impact on the. Should this leg be? No, it should be like this. Yeah. Yeah. No. Well, that's a fucking mess, isn't it? Hey, cool. I'm drawing a Spider-Man. Oh. fucking stupid. I hate it. I hate myself. I wish I was dead. Something about painting that just... I don't know. Whenever I'm sat, especially lately, if I'm sat painting, my mind gets very introspective and it gets very not self-centered, but like thinking about me. And the last bunch of paintings I've been doing, I've not been crying, but like my eyes have been wet. There's been times where I've had to like blink and rub my eyes and get tears out of my eyes so I can actually see what I'm fucking painting. And I think something I've sort of, it's not necessarily a realization I've come to, but something I have thought about in the last few days certainly is I feel like over the years, having spent so much time being depressed, horrifically so sometimes, I've not just gotten used to it, but it's almost become something I'm proud of in a weird way. And I don't know if it's like, oh, I may be depressed, but hey, look, I made a whole comic, or hey, look, I can still paint shit even when I'm horribly, horribly depressed. Maybe there's some kind of pride in that, or it may even be more sad than that, where it's like, it's almost like a defense mechanism, like, oh, it doesn't matter, I'm depressed. Like, nothing matters because I'm sad all the time, so it's whatever, it doesn't matter. That was a good one, wasn't it? Brilliant, Ewan. Such a way with words. And in that respect, yeah, there's some part of me that seems to be weirdly coincidentally and oxymoronically happy to be so depressed, because it's like a crutch I can lean on. Like, if everything's going to shit, I can go, well, you know, I can't be to blame because I'm depressed, so hey, never mind, whatever. It's all shit and nonsense. And I don't know if I want that anymore. I've never actively wanted it. I've never been like, I'm so glad I get to be proud that I'm depressed or whatever. But, you know, there comes a time where I'm like, can I try not having that for a bit? Can I see if there's anything else available to me? Can I have a go at something different at least? Maybe? Possibly? All of this Spider-Man is there's literally one thing I wanted to do, but I don't know if it's going to work, because it will only work if the fucking thing is, I don't know if it's going to work. God damn it. Red. And I don't know what to do about that. About Spider-Man or anything else. We have a blue. Is this blue? Is this even gonna? Is there enough ink? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. Like, if that is the case, if I'm guilty of being proud of being depressed and being aware that it can sometimes be a crutch, what then? What's to be done? What is there to do? Is there anything that can be done? Is there anything there is to do? I don't know. These are the questions that plague me. Well, I have been trying to, like, I've been trying to revert back to a younger version of myself where, all right, for instance, there's been times recently where, like, if I drop something on the floor, I'm like, oh, fuck it, I'll get it later. And sometimes I don't get it later and shit just stays on the floor. But recently I've been genuinely trying to not do that. If something falls onto the floor, if I drop something like sauce or something in the kitchen and it splats on the floor, rather than go, oh, I'll get that later and then maybe not ever get it later, I try to do it immediately. I clean it up immediately. I tell myself, you do have the energy to do this. You're not so broken that you can't bend down to pick that thing up. You are fully capable of doing that. You're not physically disabled or anything in such a way that you can't just take the 2.5 seconds it would take, if that, to bend down and just pick that fucking thing up, whatever it might be. So just fucking do it. Where's the thing? I want a thing. And I need a thing to go on the thing. Cool. Let me do a little test spray on a piece of card. That might work. Chew. Oh, that didn't work at all. That was terrible aim. Now I have to wait for that to dry. It's fun, isn't it? Nothing more fun and exciting than literally waiting for paint to dry. So I'm trying, because I know this is running out too. I don't have anything that works. Nothing works. Oh, everything's bad. I wish I was dead. Does this have any ink in it? Oh, some. It might be enough. Because a younger me had all the energy in the world. Literally. Like, I was an active fucking piece of shit. My late teens, early 20s, skateboarding, basketball, parkour in some ways, up and down stairs in my house, the sliding across the coffee table. Do you remember that? That little funny story, sliding across the coffee table, much to my mother's chagrin and her yelling at me for doing so. When my brother thought it would be a good idea to show the video. Oh, look what Ewan did, it's really funny. Fucking idiot. And that's one of the things I miss most about youth. Being skinny for a bit was fun, and just, you know, endless possibilities, longer summers, no real responsibilities. Sure. The thing I miss most is just the energy I had. And not just that I could run around endlessly for hours on end, for days on end, stay up for 3 days in a row, going out painting graffiti every night, and then going to college the next day, hanging out drawing, doing whatever with friends, go home, draw, jerk off, paint graffiti the next night, for days and days on end. Not even that kind of energy, but just like the energy to bend down and pick something up when I drop it. Which I've gotten myself into such a position of, like, am I ruining my machete piece? A little bit, never mind. I've gotten myself into such a spot of almost, my default position is just to give up, because I'm sad, I'm tired, I don't feel like doing it. Why bother? The world's going to end soon anyway, which, you know. But, like, sure, all of that may be true, but have the energy. Depression. Some people will say, oh, depression's just a mindset. It's a choice you make. You choose to be depressed. Like, that's the fucking nonsense. Everyone can shut up if they're thinking like that. But there are certain things sometimes that are within your control. that you can affect. If you drop something and you know you have it in you, you're physically capable of picking it up, you can do so. There are choices you can make. And I'm trying to affect change in ways like that. Trying to be aware of those moments when I can. And then he's got his Spider-Man. I don't even know where to put these because I fucked up on the fucking... on the head. So now his eyes are going to look like shit. That's not too bad. That's not too bad, is it? And now this pen's running out, of course. As it is wont to do. It's just some shit that's been on my mind is all, you know. I just... Excuse me. Gosh. Some white acrylic for the... My Tipex pens ran out and I bought a cheap one thinking, oh well, if I can just get the cheaper stuff. But it is one of those moments where the cheaper version is not just the same with a different price tag. The cheaper version fucking sucks and I need to spend the money on good Tipex, which I would normally use for something like that. But in this case, a little bit of white acrylic is just fine. I don't know if I can be fucked to put in the webbings. The webbings take so much time and effort to put in. I'll just do this. Say that's enough. I know I'm not trying to get all like moody and introspective or anything. I'm just this. Yeah, this is what's been on my mind. It's just things I'm dealing with, and I think that it also part of the whole thing is when I was talking about losing my weirdness. I think that is part of it. Of like that energy is probably part of the weirdness. Having the energy to make weird choices and weird decisions about things. And I want to put effort into making... I want to put effort into put the effort into things. I want to try. I want to get shit done. I want... It's hard to put it into words. That's actually really cool. I really like this. I think it's really good. It's not the best Spider-Man ever, but it's pretty fucking cool, isn't it? Get some buildings in the background. Windows and shit. These are windows. These are TV aerials and satellite dishes. Water towers of New York that they have in the Watchmen. They shoot and it falls in it puts out a fire in the tenement building and I'm trying, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying. Maybe evidence of me trying will come maybe you'll notice it. Maybe you'll notice that I'm trying. Maybe So I've right. So sometimes it's good to acknowledge when things are going well, and these past couple of months have been really good for numbers in terms of like shit on social media. I've had a few posts go almost semi-viral, getting like a lot of likes and looks and shares, views, whatever. Some reels and posts that have just like nothing particularly special about them. They just happen to have been grabbed up by the algorithms or whatever. I think my next most viewed video on YouTube is a sketchbook sessions video with the rat assassin. That's gotten a lot of views out of nowhere. Just that video for some reason. It's only a couple of minutes. It's not the thumbnail's nothing special. It's not a drawing of like a known existing property. It's just some rat guy for a couple of minutes with a song, a UK hip hop song. It's not monetized or anything. It just is what it is. That happens to have gotten picked up and become oddly popular, so that's cool too. So there are things. There are positive things. There are things to look at. Also, quite a few really good, really well-known artists have followed and liked my shit recently. Where I've said before, I have those moments where like an artist I really admire follows me or likes my shit on Instagram, and I'm like, oh wow, that's cool. But there's been a couple recently where I'm like, what? Fucking what? So that I'm there. So I don't want to sit here and go, everything's bad, and I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't know who I am or what I want, and I don't know what anything means. Because sometimes someone can just a particular person can hit follow on your Instagram, and it can make you go, oh shit, and put a smile on your face. And so I say, yeah, that's the. But also, I was gonna go on to say, I've had a lot of really nice comments and messages recently from people from all strands of popularity or whatever. Some people, just people, some artists, some more known artists, some lesser known artists. People who have commented on stuff or directly messaged me or whatever have been really, really kind and really heartwarming and really meaningful. And maybe to them it's just, oh, I'm just going to let him know I liked the thing, and that's cool, and it's just a message and it's fine. But then I get that out of the blue and I read it, and it really touches me on my giant testicle, right on my enormous single ball. It touches me. It caresses my massive testicle.